Jogar de graça é legal, né? Todo mundo gosta. E nós viemos aqui na Ubisoft Montreal para conhecer um estúdio que faz os jogos free to play, aquele que você pode jogar sem pagar absolutamente nada. E um deles, esse aqui ó, o The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, que em breve você vai estar jogando. E nós conversamos com um dos produtores que explicou um pouquinho mais sobre esse jogo.
It's called The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. It's the first game out of the new online division, out of the Ubisoft Montreal studio. It's in an alpha phase, so there are a few gamers that we've chosen. You can actually sign up on themightyquest.com to get a key eventually to be part of either the alpha or the beta phases. But for now, we have small groups of gamers where we get a lot of feedback from them at making the game better, because we're at that stage, we want to have the game out. But early next year it will be fully open worldwide so people can come and play. It's a very interesting game. The promise of the game has been really well appreciated by the journalist community, where we presented the game back in September in Paris. Basically, you build your castle, so we give you all the tools to build really a cool castle that people can come and attack, but at the same time you can attack other people's castles. So there's the community that we create with your friends, where you can actually loot your friends. You can send challenges to your friends to try to attack a castle, like a time attack, try to do it faster than me. You can wager some gold. You can, there's all that competition and bragging that comes into play. And at the same time, you want to be the best attacker and the best defender. You want to build your castle to the strongest, so you can actually, in some sort of way, not only stop the attacks, but at the same time, if you can, because you can set up traps, you put creatures inside your castle, so you can actually showcase how creative you are by creating the best castles. And the thing is really to loot. It's to go in other people's castle and loot. And if your castle defends the attackers, well, you're actually looting their. You're actually looting them. So at the same time, it's really interesting game. And there's a humor twist. It's an hack and slash for the attack component. And usually these types of games are more about dark fantasy, these types of settings. So we've decided to be a lot different and have that humoristic twist. Actually, with the first trailer that came out, people really got it, really had a lot of fun with it. And we're going to push that on the narrative side a lot more. Serpane Hammer is the main character. He's a knight, and it's really fun characters to work with. I haven't worked on the novels, but I've worked closely on the comic book creation. For us, it is crucial that anytime we create something narrative, it respects the DNA of the brand, and it's a new storyline. With the comic books, we create a new assassin, Nikolai Orlov, that you don't find in any games. But what was really interesting is that we were 3 years ahead of any fans of the brand when we created Nikolai Orlov, because the subject behind Nikolai Orlov is Daniel Cross. Daniel Cross, if you haven't finished AC3, I can tell you that he's in the game. You'll find him at some point, at least Desmond will, and he's a crucial character into the mythology of Assassin's Creed. If you haven't read the comics, Daniel Cross is a crucial character, and that's what's cool about working with this brand, is that we can create a character in the comics that you later see, a few years after in the game, and you see everything connects, and everything's canon, everything, respects the fantasy of the brand, and for us, that's always crucial with everything we create in Assassin's Creed brand, or you'll see after with Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. It is really a philosophy of creative development that we have on our brands. Assassin's Creed has been the first one where we've pushed that concept, and now it's making babies in some sort of way. We see that it's really popular. The fans love it when we respect the brand, forces us to do quality, and we do the same and duplicate that process on different brands. One of the interesting things is that when we started the platform, UB Workshop, we were in contact with the fans. We have a PR manager that's really dedicated to getting the comments when we launch new products. And what happened is that we're getting a lot of feedback from people saying, we want to write for Assassin's Creed, we want to write. And what was funny is that we were at the early stages of creating the Assassin's Creed encyclopedia. So what we did on ubworkshop.com, we posted a news in saying, you think you can write, you think you know Assassin's Creed, well, here's a test. You know, it was a one-pager that you had to write an article about anything in Assassin's Creed. It could be a character, it could be an event. And we had hundreds of people that wrote back. I'll be bluntly honest, a lot of them were not good, but there were a lot of them that were really good. And we actually hired two guys that wrote back to us that were great writers. They knew Assassin's Creed by heart. They knew everything about it. And actually one of the guys, he was an Oxford student. He was a student in history. And he actually wrote about a third of the encyclopedia. And we basically hired him, you know. And he started as being a core fan of the brand and ended up being a writer of the encyclopedia. So for me, it's one of the best stories ever, you know, to tell about how we can be in contact and how we can both benefit from a relationship like that. It's fun. It's the biggest studio in the world, but at the same time, it's small in some sort of way. Yes, it is a big studio. You see it at the Christmas party, obviously, when you see that, wow, okay, there are that many people, but it's working with great people day to day. It's a creative environment. If you enjoy working into an environment where actually you can every day, you know, create something and make a difference on your team, it's fun. And that's why I'm here, working on great brands, working on great products. And what's the best about it is the fans, the community. Now we have all the tools to be in direct contact with the community. It's not like you do something and you have to wait months and months, you know, to get feedback, or to do special focus testing, you know, and you know, in a closed environment. Now with all the media tools that we have, that you guys know, of course, really well, it is for us a great way to be in contact with that community. It pushes us to make great quality, and it's really crucial for us to have that dialogue with the fans.